What's up, guys? My name's Anthony, and in this video, we are going to talk about Stellar Lumens. The XLM cryptocurrency has enjoyed a 90% gain over the course of the last 7 days. So Stellar, XRP, ADA, all the top cryptocurrencies, Litecoin, of course, which I've covered on this channel, they're all coming back to life right now. So we need to talk about why. In this video, we'll talk about the reasons behind that rally. We'll talk about catalysts, which should fuel a future rally, and I'll get into some TA at the end. But before we get into that, I just want to ask you to consider subscribing to our channel if you have not yet done so. On this channel, we cover crypto news videos, technical analysis, and crypto project reviews to help keep you informed during the bull run. And on that note, let's get right into it. I'm going to start just with a brief introduction to Stellar for anyone who is unfamiliar. So Stellar is an open source network for currencies and payments. Stellar makes it possible to create, send, and trade digital representation of all forms of money, including dollars, pesos, Bitcoin, pretty much anything. It's designed so all the world's financial systems can work together on a single network. Stellar has no owner. If anything, it's owned by the public. The software runs across a decentralized, open network and handles millions of transactions each day. Stellar is much faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient than typical blockchain-based systems. So Stellar is a project that has been around a long time. It had an all-time high of roughly 87 cents. So why is Stellar Lumens starting to pop? Well, I think the obvious reason is that many cryptocurrencies are really starting to rise along with Bitcoin. But it's really interesting to see Stellar show signs of life after it was just so quiet for so long. If you look here on the chart, you can really see it was ranging. This is pretty much all the way back to August of this year. But if I go even further back, you can really see it was ranging. Then out of nowhere, it comes up with this 160% rally. So let's take a look at what's fueling that. So Stellar's had a number of important announcements that have influenced the price. So Seattle Network, here's the first one. Seattle Network has launched 2 stablecoins based on the currencies of Argentina and Brazil. The stablecoins are supported by Stellar's blockchain. And as I started to do some research here, I'm realizing that there's a lot happening on the Stellar blockchain. So I always thought about Stellar kind of in the same breath as XRP. You think of it as something that can be used for remittance payments and is incredibly fast and energy efficient and cost efficient for that matter. But now as I dig into this, I'm realizing there's a lot more happening here. So in addition, the Stellar Development Foundation announced an update for the blockchain protocol that'll bring new features to Stellar Lumens. Protocol 15, as they've called the update, will allow for the integration of applications and services that are more attractive to a wider audience. So this is potentially a big deal. It's good to know, it's good to see as an investor that the Stellar Development Foundation is still working on the blockchain. They're still working to improve it. And I believe that this could be something that propels the price of Stellar Lumens higher. Furthermore, the firm's sentiment shows that XRP, ADA, and XLM have seen a significant increase in their social volume, meaning the amount of searches and mentions they've seen in social networks has increased with their price. This price action is now bringing attention to the cryptocurrency, and people are starting to pay attention. So that becomes something that becomes exponential and builds on itself. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The price moves up, eyeballs look at it, oh, this is good, I'm going to buy it too. Price moves up more. So it's an interesting phenomenon in investing markets in general, and is certainly true in cryptocurrency, because you have to keep in mind the cryptocurrency market is still relatively small with a market cap of only $582 billion. So just over $500 million for the entire asset class. And keep in mind, this is an asset class. It's not just about one crypto or another one. And what you're seeing here, as I kind of mentioned before, is many of these cryptocurrencies are rising along with each other. And another announcement that just came out today was that Stellar Lumen, Visa, and Velo Labs developed a payment solution for Asia. So Velo Labs, supported by Stellar Lumen, cooperates with Visa and Lightnet for cross-border payments in Asia. And I mentioned that before, but cross-border payments are one of the main use cases, one of the problems that Lumens can solve very quickly. Right now, if you live in the US, like for me, if I wanted to send money to Asia, it's going to take me days, maybe weeks. It's going to be very expensive and cumbersome and just annoying. Cryptocurrencies like Stellar Lumens and yes, XRP, cryptocurrencies like that will enable those cross-border payments to be much quicker, much more efficient, and of course less expensive. So the VELO token is issued on the Stellar blockchain and serves as a digital asset to secure financial solutions. The partnership will expand the reach of all three companies by enabling near real-time transactions between participating banks, money transfer companies, and other financial services providers worldwide. The initiative aims to provide digital assets as collateral to users with poor or non-existent credit histories. According to current estimates, over 1 billion people with and sometimes without bank accounts can obtain a loan through this. So this is interesting. This reminds me a lot of DeFi, where you're making loans available for small companies or people maybe who are unbanked or have poor credit histories. Now they can get their loans through this type of technology, which again is built on the Stellar Lumens blockchain. Next, I want to talk briefly about the technicals and let you guys know as investors where this rally could stall on the upside and that critical level to break. And also, if the price falls, where I think you could definitely have a really good buying opportunity. So we'll start with the downside here. And before I even mention that, I mean, let's just look at this exponential breakout here. Moving up from, you can see the breakout point here was 11 cents. We did rise as high as 23 cents, it looks like. So this was an extremely fast breakout that really happened, came with a ton of volume. I was looking back on this chart. We haven't seen this much volume in Stellar Lumens literally ever. I was even going back to 2017 and it didn't have this much volume. So a ton of people rushed into XLM very quickly and caused this rally. Now, if you're looking to get into Stellar Lumens, I think the most obvious level for this rally to fall would be right around here, which is the 21-day moving average, which would be roughly 12.3 cents, because you can see this was a previous level of resistance, which was back here in August of this year. But now we've got this 21-day moving average, which is rising. So as this rises over time, this will be a level that the currency will likely fall to at some point, because keep in mind, you might be looking at this, and if you're new here, you might be cursing at me right now, saying, you're crazy, this price is rising so fast. But remember, this is what we would say overextended. So it rose actually too fast. And so that's what some people have to realize. That's why Bitcoin pulled back this weekend. That's why many of the other cryptocurrencies pulled back so hard this weekend. And we did fall as low as roughly 14 cents. You know, I would say to you too, if you're not in yet and you just want to get a piece of this and get invested, you might want to just wait for this to fall to about 15 cents. That could also be a good entry point. But if the price were to continue to move upwards, I want to just talk about this level. Now, this is 24.9 cents, basically 25 cents. I'm going to move now to the weekly candles, and I just want to show you how back over here, this is in 2018, so that's how long it's been since we're even close to these price levels, which is very, very noteworthy. You know, we have to keep that in mind. Things are going very well for cryptocurrency right now. But if you look at a series of these weekly highs here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks where we were right around that point, right? This was a weekly open right here, very close to it over here and over here. Over here, this is a whole bunch of levels. So what that says to me is when we get here again, this will potentially be another key resistance level. I want to ask you to quickly hit that like button if you found value in the content. It will help this channel grow. It will help this video get some more eyeballs on it and spread the word about Stellar Lumens. Also, I'd like to remind you to never invest more than you can afford to lose in cryptocurrency and to enjoy the ride. Later.